Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. We're going to take a few comments on social media. BC, you have any?
So,
take some.
Yes, let me take. Somebody says, here in Europe, Nigerians always say that to exclude themselves as Nigerians to generalize. They're talking about how we are, our identity stuff. To Nigeria says, ask yourself why they are never called death penalty for senior public, why they have not called for death penalty for senior public officials that steal from Nigeria, that actually result in the loss of lives.
That one can be added.
Omoge Nigeria says, parents need to understand that digital footprint follows one for life in the 21st century. Imagine this child applying for a position in the future and losing it because of the unsavory content posted way back.
Abisola says, thank you, Nima. As a parent, I wouldn't like to put my children all out there. It's a lot of distraction. We don't allow children to be children again. It's so sad. So I wanted to, before we went on the break, to say that, unfortunately, most of these parents do not know better. There's something they say in NLP that we do to the ability that we know, right? You may from your own place because you're sane and probably you've had a good foundation and you understand some of these things. But another person from their background may not even understand some of these things, especially if you grew up from a home where your parents even used you for themselves. Now you think that's the way parenting is, and you want to use your children for yourself, and it keeps, that generation just keeps going. So what we need to do as a people is to keep educating ourselves, keep talking about it. We should have jingles. I don't know, when I travel, I see a lot of jingles calling out different things in different stations, in different languages, for people to understand that this is prohibited, this is not allowed. Your child is your first, you are the first point of protection for your child, you are the first point of this for your child. We talk about it so that people now begin to understand the long-term implications of what they are doing. A lot of parents do not understand. In their head now, we're living in the moment. It's about just doing this content, getting followers, making money. When that child down the line starts getting depressed, starts missing out in schools and proper life activities, and starts tracing it back to how you treated the child. Then you have done what you have done, you have moved on, you're forgetting about it. And unfortunately for our country, we do not allow our children to feel a certain way. We don't allow them to name their emotions. So it's not that small thing. Please go and sit down. Why are you crying? Why are you doing this?
Talking about children, let's link it back again to drug abuse, because it goes back to the same thing. Those vices, kids using these drugs, and parents not being aware, or parents being lackadaisical to how you raise your children. It's okay to expose them to your friends sexually. It's okay to expose them to drug, to weed, to cannabis, because that's your lifestyle. So who is protecting the child from drug abuse, from sexual exploitation, and
protecting the child from alcohol?
Alcohol, exactly. Yeah. Kids are drinking alcohol.
And the truth is, they said, if children that drink alcohol before they are 12 have a lifelong dependency on alcohol.
Before they are 21. Dr. Yewande Oshodi was on our show when she said she was a psych.
Before 21 is far. Before 12.
If
you drink before 12, you can have a lifelong, dependency on alcohol. And parents don't know. Some parents don't know this. That's why we do this on the show. It's not just to castigate or yab anybody. It's to educate that that cigarette you are smoking by the side and your son is running around. He's also doing second-hand smoking. Yeah. And he's also imbibing a habit that will not pay the person long-term, that might have long-term psychological effects on that child. Your child carry your bottle and drinks it, and you're just like, in a small pikin, nothing there than a small. That small is already growing into the child. We need to educate adults, because an uneducated adult would destroy the lives of the children around the person. So let's take it as a communal thing. Nima is helping me. There are things Nima is helping me to do. There are things BC is helping me to do. That they'll be like, this is your child. Why is she doing? Hey, your children are not greedy. I say, you did not greedy. Your children are not greedy too. You're already raising. So there's a consciousness of communal raising our children together.
I like to go to a topic, a handle, an angle that we've not touched on. The role of our first ladies, the role of our local government chairman. Because there was a time where being a first lady was like you get a pet project and everybody knows. There are crucial issues, which I know that many of them are concerned. When something bad happens, you see a first lady show up and, hey, we're talking about it. But after a while, everybody goes back in their small little cocoons and we don't hear from them again. The truth is that the issue of drugs is a major major assignment for every single first lady in this country to take. All those their first ladies meeting, they come together, there must be visible efforts on the part of every first lady. Yes, we know the laws are doing what they can do, but there's more of a communal engagement.
Work now.
We need to go out there and educate teachers. Sensitization. Communal sensitization, where the local, into the villages, into local communities, into the nooks and crannies of all your cities and local governments to tell them the importance. They must see the first lady walking the streets on drug abuse. There must be anger in the land.
Allow me to say that our first ladies should watch Morayo and Kuti. They don't stand for anything anymore.
Yes.
You know, connecting with your people is not sitting prim proper.
Yes.
You remember the club, the initial club?
Yes, so they were speaking English.
It's not sitting prim proper, fingers on point. Then every time your husband is going out, you're doing your extra scarf on the one side like theirs and his own. You must stand for something.
Yes.
We are plagued as a country now with drug. To the extent we are considering drugs it was only the traffickers who were seriously dealt with in the past. Yes. The users were usually treated and counseled and released maybe on first, second time on returning offenders, then they take a stand. That's how the law, the NDLEA Act works. But now we are plagued as a nation.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere you go, all our influencer musicians are performing and showing this thing. They put the whole red cup up and down. We're in trouble. We're plagued with it.
Yeah.
So we want to see the mothers be mothers.
Yes.
So the women.
In fact, God bless you.
Be mothers.
Morayo and some Kuti is an inspiration. All of us should come out with our bare chests.
Yes.
We don't do again. No, we don't do again. Drug abuse. It's true. We must be angry.
Yes. We must be angry.
But I think
be
that
mothers.
When you first said they say you two the best for the show.
No, but our first ladies be remembered for something. You know, Morayo and some Kuti is remembered for something.
Yes.
And there are first ladies that they will leave a mark. I can never talk about what Ekiti State, former first lady, Mrs. Erelu Fayemi, what she pushed for. And I know she's written a book about it. I'm waiting for her to write a more detailed biography on the policies she pushed for. It will become a movie. It will become a movie. So we, as a state, if you realize this is what is the major issue, you are the mother of that state as a first lady. You have a responsibility to the children and the less privileged in that state. And you cannot solve all the problems. But you will pick one and be known for it. Campaign it with your full chest.
Let's not let Petra kick you, the first ladies. Yes. No verse. All those are our husband governors who don't know the first ladies. The ones who don't want her to talk. The ones who say there's no office of first lady. You don't even get used. You know, you kill the spirit from home.
True.
Let these women be mothers. Mothers who, when they turn and see something, they can carry that child in. Mariam Babangida for me. Hey, as a child when I was small.
Better life for
all those are
women.
better. Even though we did not understand the details until we were adults.
But we knew it.
She showed up.
Yeah.
That's what first lady. And Babangida was somebody that all of us did not like as a president. But his wife, they did not shut her in the backyard. That's
We, the mothers, need to also cry and hold our first ladies to account. Because we are raising children. They are going to go to these schools. Yeah. They are finished speaking your English at home. Don't do this, don't do that. Your mommy does not drink, your mommy does not smoke. Your mommy does not do the... She goes out into the streets, into the schools, and sees everybody holding red cup. And before you know it is influenced. So the fight that we are afraid to fight, if we don't fight it now, it will meet us. It will meet us.
So imagine entering, have them take this call first. Warrior Fair, thanks for calling.
Let's fight it now.
Okay.
You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My take on the topic about the Senate approving a law that we found ban people from taking to keep them from taking out drugs. My question is this: why will a government do such a thing to their youth? Do you understand? Because now, if we are to look at the number of youth in Nigeria, are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. If you are looking at the number of youth in Nigeria taking out drugs, and the bill passed the second reading and it becomes a law, are we going to kill everybody taking drugs? Now let's look at this on another aspect. What about our politicians taking more, like a comment that one of you read just 4 minutes ago? What about that?
Let me correct it. What the law is saying is that traffickers of hard drugs and producers, they are the ones that have the death penalty. However, 15 years imprisonment for those who are consuming those hard drugs. So those who are consuming are not going to be killed. It's the peddlers and the producers and the traffickers.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Can I go on?
Yes, please, go ahead, absolutely.
I have limited time. Please, okay, fine. 15 years for those that are using it as jobs, right? Yeah. And the traffickers and those that are into it as a business, as those that get penalty business. Okay, fine. That's a good one, but can that actually curb the intake of hard drugs in the country?
Should we try first?
Because
should we try it first and we will see?
It will curb it.
Let's just look at this. I know that you are going to cut me off very soon, but let's just look at this. Look at the northern part of the country and the southern part of the country. The youth in the northern part of the country take more of drugs compared to the southern part of the country. But this is the problem. Hold on, I have the data of what I'm saying.
Okay.
But this is where the problem is. When the number of youth that take it in the north are not that recognized, because the one in the south posted on social media and everything, they tend to be the worst ones. Now, if we are to take them and lock them up in prisons and everything like that, and those that are turned into business, what about those that don't have anything to do but just a little business just to do their thing? What about what are they to do?
Thank you very much, Orioluwa. You see, the truth is that when government makes these laws, it's usually not just to it's not just to arrest all the people, the users. It's more as a deterrent for more people not to use it, knowing that they might get 15 years.
Yeah.
So if you're a teenager who is using, when you hear that the guy that sold to you, or the guy who you're both using in club yesterday was picked up and is getting 15 years, there's a strong likelihood that you will stop. So it's more for a deterrent purpose, not necessarily to arrest all the Nigerian youth and put them in prison.
It's important to arrest and prosecute and convict if you find somebody. The only reason Indonesia has become what it is now is because they took a stand.
Yes, so.
Orioluwa is saying, will he work? He worked for some countries.
They work.
The problem here is that we are not even sure how the enforcement will happen here. If it starts to happen, you will see the deterrence. In fact, when they started armed robbery those days and the government thought, okay, the firing squad was the deal. He curbed it. He reduced it fast.
Drastically.
The fact that they were hung, those sick, if you pass Kirikiri, you still see the first sick by the barracks wall dividing the Navy barracks and Kirikiri prisons. You will see those 6 are before poles that they used to put them. I told my kids the story that those days, armed robbery, you carry arm and rob somebody, this is the fate of those people. And that's the way they will be executed. Like, the lesson will stick to you because I didn't forget it as a child. We need to take stands against things and we must see it through.
I'm so happy you mentioned Morayo because it's just giving me a lot of ideas. Imagine you go, there's a place, maybe somebody, I know if you, I won't mention the names of the communities, a few communities that are known for these drug sales and everything peddling. And at 11 p.m., while they're there doing their thing, they see the first lady of the state coming in their own right, with all women, all the commissioners, the wives, all the mothers, everybody in their shirts, and coming in with their sticks. Because they're coming to beat you up. They're coming to fight you. They're flogging everybody. This is the community that we are selling it. They're selling it. And start beating them up. And the news catches it. Tomorrow again, they go on that community. Do the same thing. People will not get the message. We are too docile as leaders.
Take ownership.
We need to take ownership of our communities. It's not one thing they can do law. But sometimes, as Tokwe said earlier, there's some drastic measures
we have to take
that we in Africa must take first. We mothers must show up, just like Morayo did. Somebody must show up. After that, we cannot start talking about, let's take them to court,
On drugs and the states in question.
Yes.
Based on experience, personal experience, I think it's a government military stand.
Oh, the whole world.
Because they are
follow them.
Now, it's even in the southwest. They are farming and they don't allow any infiltration.
They're farming the drugs.
They make scapegoats of our security agencies. If you come into their farms, they would massacre the body and make a statement of it. I hope NDLA will be willing to open up on some of these things, or a proper documentary on some of these things. They are kingpins. They are lords in their local community. And we were, keeping quiet. They need money. They help my pikin. Now he raise my pikin. Now he pay school fees for my pikin till the communities aided and abetted them to where we are today. Sadly, where we are now, It's not First Lady and Stickle.
I agree. I agree.
Me, I think it's the show. You see, there's PR.
I agree.
There's a show. There's an enforcement. I agree with you. We need military force, definitely. But when they know that there's somebody who is paying attention, there's somebody constantly, at least you will save some children. If it's one child you save, just by that demonstration, you have done something.
So that demonstration will save the children or the young people who are just starting.
Yes.
There are other people who are already addicted.
Those ones, they'll be in prison.
So that's where the follow-up will come from. So after we carry the bankera with our betches to go and flog them.
Yes, so I'm not doing betches.
You are flog them.
But in the movie, they use old women in the movie. They didn't use people like us now.
No, they can use us now.
The betches
our press is finer than those we do betches. So please let me land my point. After the flogging, what next? We must make sure that we have capacity to take in a lot of people that will be rehabilitated. There's a lot that goes into rehabilitation. There was a distant, family that had an issue at some point, and by the time we went there to visit and everything, the amount you pay is so much. So some people already have discovered that this person has a problem in the family, but there's no money to rehabilitate, because you need to win them off, you need to put them in that place. They would put all of this in place so that as they are picking those ones that are addicted, they are throwing them there. 3 months, 2 months, you're cleaned out of all of those your drugs. The ones that are just starting, the fear will not let them go back to it. And then we are also following up on prosecuting the kingpins, the owners of these things, the ones that send out the boys. The boys we see are the foot soldiers. They are the ones who are selling the thing and getting the money. The real people counting the money and shipping it abroad are not those ones. So it's a long-term I don't know how, it's the action plan is not just one project, thank you. It's not just one-off. We go, we make noise, we do publicity, and everybody moves on. We must follow it from beginning to the end. Are we ready to invest in that? That's the question. But sometimes it's easy to just talk.
It's not about invest, it's what the community, you see, every evil you see in society is sort of accepted, it's allowed. It could have been stopped when
Nobody wants to bail the cat.
Everybody just wants to mind their business. And that's how we got here. Is it me that will not tell Tope that he should look child? I mean, is it Tope that will tell me to look my child? Why would she judge my child? Have she removed a log in her eye? All those kind of lines. So
give you comments
we use those lines. And this is how we got here. Allowing, treating with levity serious issues, calling evil soft names, building fences and minding businesses. That's how we got here.
The higher defense.
Let's take your comments on social media, then we wrap up on this.
Okay, let me go. Our YouTube people. YouTube is fighting them.
On Twitter. What are they saying on Twitter? On X, sorry. I'm the last Nigerian to get this.
Morayo solution is emotional.
Approach. Oh, yeah.
Truth is truth. Now I can say you belong to the group of ladies when you propose to them.
They're having their own conversation. So Bobby Roland says 15 years is too harsh. Who is going to enforce the laws in Nigeria? There is death penalty for banditry. How many bandits have they executed to date?
Asfat said it's only laws made for ordinary Nigerians that work with speed. Once they are involved, it becomes cosmetics on paper. But we are waiting, Sha.
Okay, so let me just take a final comment on this. It says drug dealers and peddlers are killers and killers. They have killed so many people who are no more useful to themselves and the society. To have a drug-free society requires punitive measures. If we desire a sane society, then we must be ready to take harsh decisions that will put our people on the right path. Kudos to General Marwa and the National Assembly. God bless Nigeria. This is Otumba Karim.
Corey replied me, says, BC government will never pay minimum wage. Now the same government want to build rehabilitation center for drug people.
Let's not joke with it. A government can take any agenda. It doesn't have to be 9 points. He says there should be death penalty as long as you're able to prove. Capitalize is the crocodiles as long as you're able to prove. And that is why it's more productive to call for a better police service, even if you want to go on a killing spree. How many politicians have been convicted for corruption since 1999? Death penalty will improve that. Asian dictatorship, you people love so much, execute a lot of innocent people.
Yes, so
is that what you want, especially in a country where the police are known to pick up random people on the streets?
They've had even the issue of death penalty across the world, even in the US, and the issues of racial profiling in death penalty. In fact, it was the advent of DNA that helped lots of people get off death row.
Yeah.
Because then they realized that they reopened the case. They realized that they were innocent people. So a lot of innocent people have been killed. So death penalty is a really careful. You have to tread carefully.
It's risky.
It's risky. However, as we said before, you need some. It works at least to stabilize the society.
People will cool off for a few years
before we not bring it back. In our own country, we have issues of ethnicity, tribal, racial issues, religious issues. That it's because he's Muslim, that's why they arrested him. It's because he's from the north. So there are all that issues that we must consider before death penalty. So that's why death penalty is a very difficult tool to use. But if we're able to find a way to use it, I think it's actually be a strong deterrent for. We have to wrap up. Any final comments before we run? I think that is all. But really,
we should not come out bare chest.
Yeah.
That will defeat the purpose.
I say they don't go even. Bare chest cannot work in Edo State. If you reach my town, from that angle, 90 in front of our people, all the mothers are pounding their yam bare chest.
Bare chest. Ew, really?
Don't bother.
They do that. Eat the pounded yam.
Yeah, people eat it now.
How would you pound your yam bare chest?
It's not going to kill you. You go there for your backyard, you pound that.
But yeah, see, the point, the bare chest is just for emphasis.
Because of the movie.
We need to have, because of the movie, but the idea really is to do something drastic in our society, something that's never been done before.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, I would really like to see that long line. I know they've tried to do walks, but midnight walks hasn't been done. 11 p.m., where you go with Mopo, go with everybody, and going there, just scattering everywhere. You'll be surprised. You never know what's going to happen. But hey, after that raid, then what happens? That's the issue now. Then they're going to target our principals, and we have to be very careful. But either way, we have to find a collective solution to child trafficking, molestation, exploitation, drug abuse, drug trafficking, peddling, and usage. These are all vices that we need to ensure that the laws protect the teenagers, the youngsters who are involved in this, and properly prosecute the adults in this situation. That is all we can take on this show today. Hope we learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.